So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how we helped our client, a SOAR consulting company, generate $4,090,000 in sales pipeline in 116 days. So this video is going to be a long one because I'm going to explain everything that we've done step by step. This is what we repeatedly do to help B2B businesses solve their acquisition problems, grow their sales pipeline, and close more deals. So let's get straight into it. Now, this is a screenshot of the campaign that we run for our client. This is a 30-day time frame, as you can see. However, we ran the campaign for precisely 116 days during Q4 2023. Now, these are some testimonials and results from our client as well. And I want to talk about the background of the company and what they were experiencing before working with us. So the client is a SOAR consulting company helping businesses with commercial real estate in the US apply for REIT grants that have their government cover their solar investment. Now, the owner of the company reached out to us, and these were the issues that we're facing. They had a great business model and pitch, but they were struggling to get cold prospects interested in their offer. They were doing cold calling, but weren't really getting good results from it. It wasn't really an efficient process overall. It wasn't worth it from a return on investment perspective. And so they also didn't have an outbound system in place to consistently book qualified sales meetings. And they also had no social presence, so no website, nothing at all. When it comes to results, we reached out to 21,394 cold prospects with a reply rate of 5.4%, which is pretty average, and a positive reply rate of 9.7%, which is actually below our average, to be completely transparent, which got us 111 positive replies. Out of those 111 positive replies, we managed to book 67 qualified sales meetings. And with the average deal size being so high, with multiple deals going over $1 million, we generated over $4,090,000 in sales pipeline in those 116 days. This is exactly how we've done it. We use a 7-step process to get into results, and here's how. Step one is a landing page and sales funnel. So, as I said, the company had no social presence and no website, nothing at all. Now, you might think, why this is an issue for outbound campaigns? You do cold email, you do outbound campaigns. Why having a website, why having a social presence is important if you were doing outbound? This is actually a huge issue because having a social presence is simply as having a landing page and a sales funnel is key to running successful outbound campaigns. And the reason why is that when you reach out to cold prospects, the first thing that will do before replying to your email is searching for your website. And our client didn't have a website in place, so at the eyes of a cold prospect, the company simply didn't exist. So to fix the issue, we created a simple landing page with this formula. We've got a title, the VSL, video sales letter, which is a video briefly explaining the offer description and services description, and a CTA, call to action with a calendar link. And this was crucial because we found that many prospects booked a call through the link on the landing page instead of replying to our cold emails. So instead of replying to the emails, they were straight going to the website and booking a call from there. And this is also why I tell that having a landing page and a website in place with the RH domains forwarding to that landing page is fundamental because prospects can just not reply to your cold emails, get straight on your website, and move a call from there. Now, building a landing page was a necessity. We couldn't run about campaigns without basic social presence, such as a website. Now, onto the fun part, which is the cold outbound system. Now, step two is the cold email infrastructure and warm up. So we set up a cold email infrastructure that allowed us to send up to 1,500 emails per day. We knew that we needed to send a high volume of emails and outreach because of the nature of the offer, which is a demand capture offer. So I want to talk about demand generation and demand capture offers very quickly and the difference between those. So a demand generation offer is an offer that prospects don't necessarily need, but if it's interesting enough, they might develop the need for it. So for example, lead generation or Facebook ads. People don't necessarily need Facebook ads, but if you come in with a good offer, with a good cold email, with social proof, and the offer is interesting enough, they will probably take it. So demand generation offers are offers that you can typically create demand for. A demand capture offer instead is an offer that people and prospects will only buy if they actually need it, if they actually want and are looking for that offer. So for example, SOAR installation or cybersecurity. You can hardly create demand for these offers. People will buy solar panels only if they want them, they need them. So cold email is a demand generation channel. And that's why it's easier to sell lead generation, SEO, email marketing than cybersecurity over cold email. So to compensate for this discrepancy between a channel, cold email, which is a demand generation channel, and our client's offer, store consulting, which is a demand capture offer, we need to send a high volume of emails. So we need to compensate with a high volume. So to be able to send up to 1500 emails per day, we purchased Irish domains. And this is super important because I see this all the time when I talk to B2B companies and growth leaders. And those companies without cold email expertise in house, they always mess up with this because it's fundamental to use Irish domains instead of your main company domain to send cold emails. That's because your emails can be amazing, but still some people will mark them as spam. And so you don't want this to happen to your main company domain because it's going to get damaged and all your emails will start landing in spam. And I mean, cold emails, internal emails, invoices, emails to clients, all of them. So when buying Irish accounts and Irish domains, we prioritize scaling horizontally rather than vertically. And this means having many accounts sending few emails per day instead of having few accounts sending many emails. And this is a concept I talk about more in detail in this video, so go check this out, it's very valuable. And so after purchasing these sending accounts, we had to wait for 2 weeks for them to warm up. And the process consists of warm up consists of an exchange of emails between sending accounts that are warming up, which allow them to eventually be seen as trusted email senders by Google and Outlook. Very briefly. In the meantime, that we were waiting for these accounts to warm up, we started gathering some data about the market, their problems, the pain points, and how they related to our client's offer. So the third step is market research, and in particular with AI. So this step was crucial because we had no clue about the pain points and problems of our client's target audience. So what we did is we fed GPT-4 with the offers, details, and target market information, and with certain prompts, we found the issues that the ideal target client was likely to struggle with. So I also explain how we do market research with AI more in detail in this video. I also share the exact prompts that we use to find our clients' target markets, pain points, and problems. So overall, understanding our clients' target market then allowed us to craft cool email copy that will resonate well with our audience and convert prospects into booked sales meetings. Now, the step 4 is targeted list building. So since our client's offer is a demand capture offer, as I mentioned, we had to be extremely careful when building the lead lists. So we made sure to only target businesses that might need SOAR. To do this, we couldn't use the traditional data tools such as Apollo, but we used databases of local businesses such as Outscraper, which only gave us company domains. Now, we then enriched the company domains using a waterfall enrichment method, which allowed us to get the highest number of valid emails out of the list by using multiple different data providers and enrichment tools. After a deep dive into the market's pain points, we started building a lead list of relevant prospects that could match our client's ideal client profile. So the offer slightly changed according to the state of the business, and so we segmented the list by state and also changed the messaging accordingly to keep it relevant and personalized to the prospect. Another segmentation that we did is by industry. So we could leverage a case study that was super relevant to the prospect by segmenting by industry. So more on this later on the cold email copy section of this video. A quick note here, when creating a new cold email campaign, I always build the lead list first, as I found that having a clear picture of who you're talking to really helps when writing a cold email copy. So the fifth step is the cold email strategy and lead magnet. So instead of rushing to write the cold email copy, we came up with a strategy first. We created the strategy first and the overall idea behind our outbound campaign. So most people in cold emailers here would directly pitch the offer. We stayed away from that type of immediate pitch strategy because of the nature of the offer being a demand capture offer. Reasonably, reaching out to businesses to pitch a SOAR consulting offer without even knowing if they would remotely be interested in SOAR could have angered some people. And obviously, we didn't want to have emails marked as spam, so we decided to live the softer approach, offering something valuable, something for free and a lead magnet first. So the lead magnet in this case was a free estimate of how much funding for the solar installation investment the business owner would qualify for. So as Alex Ramos explains it, a lead magnet is a complete solution to a narrow problem. Now this estimate was extremely valuable to prospects because now again through the AI market research process that we went through, we found that their first problem, their first concern related to our client's offer was knowing how much funding they could qualify for. So the free lead magnet would then present a new problem which was then solved by our client's paid offer. So leading with a lead magnet instead of pitching immediately the main offer allowed us to get more people interested in the first place. So more people at the top of the funnel that would then convert to a sales meeting for the paid offer. So thanks to this, we managed to convert 111 positive replies into 67 sales meetings booked, which is 60% of positive replies turned into a meeting, which is way above the average that the direct pitch strategy gets. Now, when it comes to the step 6, which is the cold email copywriting, when it comes to copy, we followed all the best practices. So short and straight to the point email, simple words, no fancy language, no links, no images, no HTML in the email, and plain text only, and also a soft call to action offering the lead magnet instead of the immediate pitch strategy. As for the messaging, we focused on making the prospect aware of the opportunity first, so the government paying for solar panels, and at the same time, positioning our client as the only solution and the unique solution. So here's the cold infrastructure that we use to write the copy. We've got first the relevant first line, then the offer, then social proof, and then call to action. So when it comes to the relevant first line, in the 3 seconds that you have to keep your prospect's attention, you need to say the reason why you reached out and give them the reason why they should keep reading your email. In this case, I wrote a short first line explaining why the prospect we reached out to was qualified for that offer. Now, when it comes to the offer, once we gained the prospect's attention, we needed to state what we were selling and what we were pitching. In a selfish way, of course, but the offer that we sell should be framed as a benefit to the prospect, as an outcome to the prospect, not as a service. So here we briefly explain our client's offer, but without asking if the prospect will be interested, right? So the immediate pitch strategy. That's what we want to avoid. Indeed, as described above, we are trying to lead with a front value with a lower commitment ask. So our lead magnet. This is where the call to action comes in. Now, before the call to action, the social proof. Here we had a case study to prove our client's expertise. And the case study we were referring to was also relevant to the prospect because, as I mentioned before, we segmented the lead list by industry as well, making the messaging more personalized. Essentially, nobody trusts you from a cold email, but if you can prove your expertise by showing the results, you got the case studies, the social proof, people and prospects will trust you more. Now, when it comes to the call to action, the CTA was a question asking if the prospect would be interested in the free lead magnet, so in the free estimate. So if the prospect was interested in getting solar, this lead magnet was hardly something they could say no to. It was free, didn't have any commitment from the prospect, and it was highly valuable to them because they were actively looking to know how much funding they could qualify for. Now, if you're interested in more info about this cold email framework that I just described above, I talk about more in depth in this video. Step 7 is inbox management. After 2 weeks of warm-up, we launched the campaign. So when we received the positive reply, we made sure to reply back within 15 minutes because, as I found, replying quickly to interested prospects dramatically increases the chance of booking them into a meeting. So I consider quick inbox management as one of the factors that helped us book more than half of the positive replies, as I said, 60%. So besides what we've done, I think there are a few important factors that contribute to the success of this campaign. First of all is the offer. So the offer must be something the market actually needs. Again, here we were selling the estimate. We weren't selling really solar panels. We were selling the estimate, which is something that the market actually wants. So if you sell something the market doesn't need, the best outbound system or client acquisition strategy in the world will not be able to help you generate more leads, grow your sales pipeline. Nothing will work if your offer doesn't work. So another thing I wanted to talk about here is the demand capture offer. Now the campaign's metrics in the screenshot above are below our average in terms of positive reply rate and the sales opportunities generated, as I said, because of the nature of the offer. The offer is a demand capture offer, so by nature it needs more volume to get good results for. However, a demand capture offer doesn't necessarily mean it cannot be a good offer. Indeed, our client's offer is extremely good and almost a no-brainer. It's basically like selling free money. So thanks to that, and thanks to our expertise in building outbound systems, we still managed to generate over 4 million sales pipeline. Another point I want to talk about is the understanding of the market. Now, we know how to build outbound systems for predictable client acquisition, but we ultimately have no clue of how business in Texas could qualify and apply for RIP grants to have their sole investment covered by the government. So our client was extremely helpful in explaining the target market, their market's pain points and problems to us. Needless to say, if you don't have a basic understanding of your market and don't know why prospects want your offer, buy your offer, and who you exactly sell to, no client acquisition strategy will be able to help. Now, with that being said, the success of this campaign came from the effort and the time put in to build a solid outbound system, come up with an effective coding strategy and copy, and reach out to a relevant audience and many more factors. All things that our client didn't have the time and the expertise to execute on. So if you need help to generate more qualified sales meetings and close more deals for the B2B business, we'll below and we'll see if we can help. So I really appreciate your time to watch this video and talk to you in the next one.